This video will give students an overview of using the main functions of Microsoft Teams for classes that utilize it. It includes information on the various Teams platform versions, as well as the controls to use when joining a class meeting over Teams. Teams platforms. There are two methods of using Microsoft Teams on a computer. Browser-based is the first. It uses a window in your browser after logging in with your SEBTS student ID. Another way on your computer is the desktop app. It's a downloadable app for your computer which provides a dedicated Teams application. There are also mobile apps, which are phone-based apps available for both iPhones and Android phones. All of these platforms are quite similar in use, and your information is always kept current on all of them, so it is easy to move between the platforms as you wish. If you are an owner of multiple SEBTS accounts, such as a student with a separate staff account, search our help desk to find this article for ways to switch between your Teams accounts. Opening Microsoft Teams for your course. From your browser, log into office.com with your 9-digit SEBTS student ID, email address, and password. In the left side menu pane, click the Teams icon to open Microsoft Teams. This will open Teams in a new browser tab. Using Teams, primary functions and controls. Once the team for your course section has been created, you will see the class listed on your team screen. Once you select the team for your class, on the main screen you will see its channels. A newly created team will only have one channel, General, which is used for general information about your class and may have class announcements from your instructor. As Teams is very customizable by the leaders, your instructor may have also created more channels, which can be for various uses such as Q's and A's for questions and answers, or possibly a private channel which can be used separately for communication within any class groups your instructor sets up. Your leader should inform the class about any expectations and requirements for using the class Teams and its channels, as well as what are the typical response times that you can expect for communications. Locations of Teams and channels. Other sections of Microsoft Teams can be accessed from the icons on the left in the browser or desktop version and on the bottom of the mobile version. Here are some of the main sections. Activity. This shows recent activities in your channels and chats. Chat, a repository of all of your Teams chats. You can also use the search field at the top to find any person in the SEBTS organization in order to start a chat, a video call, or an audio call using the icons at the top right. If you want to see all the activity for this person in the Teams you have in common, click the More tab at the top and click Activity from the list. Calendar. Click this icon to view your Outlook calendar. You also use this section to join any meeting or call for which you are scheduled. Calls. Shows a listing of your past Teams calls and missed calls, along with controls for making new calls. On the browser and desktop versions, you can click the Contacts tab at the top to see all SEBTS contacts. Files. Shows different views of your Teams files. You can also click the OneDrive icon to access your OneDrive files. Some important tips for using Teams. Since Teams is very customizable to fit the needs of your class, how you use it will depend largely on how the team is set up for your class. Here are a few tips that can help you work with teams in general. Expectations for communications. Your instructors are requested to put into the course syllabus the expectations for how your class team will be used. One important area is how online communications will be handled. There are several communication tools in Outlook and Teams, for example, email, forums, messaging, and chat. Your instructor should inform the class which tools will be used for your class, as it would be very cumbersome to allow all methods of communications. You may also find expected response times for your instructor in answering your communication and questions. New conversation versus replying to posts. In a channel, you should only use the New Conversation button to start a new topic or a new question. If instead you want to put your post into a topic that already has a thread of post, you should click the reply link that is directly under that thread. This will keep all posts for that thread topic together. Once the post is submitted, that thread will be moved to the bottom of the channel, making it easy to find the latest posts. The basics of meetings in Teams. If a meeting has been scheduled or started for your class or group, here is how to participate and control your settings. When it is time for the meeting, click the meeting icon that appears in your Teams channel. Click the Join the Meeting link or the Join button at the top right. In the meeting screen that appears, prior to clicking the Join Now button, you can adjust your audio and video settings with the controls at the bottom. When you are ready to join, click the Join Now button. After joining, hover your mouse to see the controls at the bottom for controlling your video and audio. Use the other controls in the three-dot ellipsis to control your view of the meeting notes and select your preferred screen and gallery settings, etc. The organizer also has the ability to group attendees into separate virtual meeting rooms if desired. If that is done, you will see a 10-second notice on your screen before being moved to your group virtual room. Chats done in a virtual room will not show in other rooms. However, the organizer will be able to see a record of the activities and chats for the various rooms. You can click the red Hang Up button to leave the meeting. Also, the organizer may choose to end it for everyone. If your organizer makes a recording of the meeting, it will be available in your Teams channel under the meeting link. That's the basics for using Teams for your class. Thank you.